from the same community and thinks the same and believes the same and blah, blah, blah. So every single one of these men, I come from a war-torn country. I'm very traumatised. I can't sleep at night. I can't shed. But the solicitors know. So every one of them immigrants is on PIP. So now in our communities, you've got the young white lads who can't get the PIPs, who can't get this. Why? Because the majority of the briefs they're going to don't want them to get it. Why? Because they represent this. And whether you like this, that's the way it is. So when you've got young white kids or young black kids in your community, and you're sitting there seeing that Asian kid at 21 fly past in a Met, and you're thinking, I'm inferior to this. You don't realise he's got it on the drip because he's on the PIP. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But it's the effect on the mind of the young white lad that they're less powerful than these. Because these have got all the money on the finance. These have got all the money on the education and all this shit, do you understand? They've broke us down on purpose. They've made us second-hand citizens in our own communities. Every shop you go into, who is it? Are you giving it to a Scouser? Are you giving it to a Manc? Are you giving it to some fella that came in the country 20 years ago and believes he's a Manc now? Some Pakistani fella? Is that who you've been making rich? Yeah. While that Scouser on the other corner, you'll avoid him. Fuck him. But you'll go and make the cunt rich. That's destroying your community. Layering over your girls, trying to entice them in for free sweeties. They do it in front of you, some of the dirty cunts, don't they, girls? You know, when you're in one of them shops. You see them, oh, you're alright, want some sweets? What do you think that is? Trust me, if you wasn't there, them sweets will be getting offered to her in the back. Bear all this in mind when you want to start thinking, we need you tonight. You need to start feeding and protecting your own people before you unite, mate. You need to start fucking really understanding when I'm screaming, protect the children, protect the future. You're in your future, you haven't got one. What's it look like, kid? You're done, 35, 40. You're in your future. You should have done everything down there. You didn't. Look at the kids. How many have you brought in? How many kids have you brought in here? What have you sorted for them, lad? Got anything for them at all? Nothing. Why? It's going to crime and it's all going to fuck for you later. Didn't have that regular income coming into your bank every single month, which give you the opportunity to get a mortgage, and then 10 years later, there's a house for one of your kids. The kids of the future, if we've got kids growing up in our communities and they're witnessing the murder of fellow children, if we've got kids going to school and there's big ceremonies because a child's being stabbed to death, how do you think that kid's going to grow up? When they're getting home and they're seeing shootings all over the cloth and police sirens and scenes of crimes and people with no legs asking for the dinner money, how do you think your kid's going to grow up? Think about it. Who are they getting led by? The generation in front of them. Look out your window and look at the generation in front of your kids. Do you think they're getting led to a good place, your children? So why are you sitting there bone idle as fuck and not trying to do what you can within your community to make it better for your children? Because they're not going nowhere. You're not no big millionaire. You haven't fucking focused. You can't send your children off to a big posh place where safety and fucking police in huge numbers. She's on that estate, on that street for the rest of her life, unless she fucking smashes it. And that's what should be on your mind. Not your football, not your clothes for Christmas. What's happening inside your kid? Is she already picking up insecurities? Is she already acting confused and alone? Address the shit, because it's the future. That child's not just affecting your life and her life and a sibling's life. It's affecting all our lives. Why? Because that one child, it's contagious. It's contagious. If you've got 5 kids out of 15 joining a gang of 13 now, you're going to have 15 out of 15 kids joining a gang in 10 years. And there'll be tens. And this isn't exaggerating. I've warned you, going down the line within this decade, you're going to have children of 14 shooting dead kids. Why? Because the people that have got the responsibility within the criminal world have got no fucking morals. And they'll stash that shit 2 foot from a fucking school. Do you understand what I mean? You're seeing it all of a sudden, aren't you? People, all these little gangbangers are panicking, encroach chats, they're all putting the firearms outside the gaffs and that in case it comes back, all mad shit like that. You're seeing more incidents where women and men and kids are finding mad shit stashed in parks and shit. Don't think all of them are being reported. It's like every crime. Not everyone's being identified. You know, some weapons have been found and they've gone into the hands of someone. You know what kids are like these days, don't you? On them games. You know, like on COD of War. You've got like 9-year-old kids on them games for 9 hours straight. You can tell you every gun model, what caliber of bullet it takes, where about in the world they come from. Do you understand? They can take one fucking telescope off, put another one on, chip the clips. All this mad shit what they're learning on these games enables the mind to pick a gun up on the street and go and get the target to go with it. It'll be a bit moody for the first effort, but once he's got the fucking feel of it, and no one really looks at that. We're all stuck on the knife crime because it's a serious fucking matter. It's massive, the knife crime. But every young gangbanger that you're seeing now, smoking weed, listening to drill, dressing on this, participating in that, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, want a gun. Lower, 15. There's kids already getting lifed off in Liverpool at 15 and 16 for discharging firearms. As I say, it's a snowball effect. Starts here with possession, 1 kid. Snowballs, 10 years later, 10 kids in possession, 1 shot dead. Snowballs years later, boom, 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 more dead, more dead. Do you understand? It doesn't stop till it crashes. And when it crashes, everything fucking burns, mate. You can slow it down. And this is where people like me kick in. And others out there, we can slow that snowball right down. We can even get behind it. Start pushing it back. Where you get to 10 possessions again, instead of 10 murders a year. It can be done. But it can't be done with the strength and the spirit of one individual. And it can't be done with the strength and the spirit of 400 individuals up and down the country, separated. It can be done if you had 400 people up and down the country coming together with the same narrative, the same mindset. It can be done. A proper thing. Do you understand? At the moment, you've got people like me. Some have to be some have to set CICs up to be sponsored. Some are able to go into a proper charity mode, but I wouldn't go near them, really, because they're just money. And then you've got people like me who just do what they can with what the fuck they've got. There's loads of us. If we all came together, let the energy come together, the mind strength come together, you'll make a massive difference. But in the midst of all that, what prevents that? What prevents all the communities coming together? What prevents all, different individuals from different communities, different religions, different skin colours, different cultures, whatever? Division. Division. You might have a white lad doesn't want to be associating with a black kid. You might have a black kid, doesn't want to be associated with a Muslim, an Asian kid. You might have an Asian kid, don't want to associate with the white kid. And all that still exists. I know we're caught up on the religion division thing now. But when that goes quiet, which it will eventually, it'll always boil back down to the first tool they've ever used to divide us. Race. If you come away from religion and focus on race and start thinking about unifying our races within our communities now, so when they do revert back to the number one tool they've always used, we're ready. We're too tight. We're not divided. We haven't been cracked open by the religion division. They haven't opened the gates to come in and completely destroy us. You know, there's a reason why they're screaming and keep on going on religion. Religion's not the first tool of division. Races, and always will be. And when this event, look, it's going to die down. It always fucking does. And then you'll see it again, like when they tried to destroy it with religion in America. It never happened. They reverted back to race, invented BLM. Now I'm saying lives, the lives of the people of any skin colour, all need protecting. Do you understand? All our lives matter. And this is what they do to create that. It's the number one tactic for them. If we address that, religion won't matter. You know, if you took religion out the picture, there'd be fucking mad things going on. And you'd have the same as like it's what it is in religion. You'd have some people just not getting involved because they're not that way. But then you'd have the minority groups, and I don't mean that in the way of race or where you're from in the world. I mean, within our communities, there's more good people than bad people. But the bad people will prey on that, and they're always louder, and it's always amplified more, and the fear ripple generates a lot more control and order. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it just goes off. And unless you're correct, if you don't fix the first step, you're never going to fix the second step. And if you look at the racial divide within our communities, I'm sweet. I might have had a little bit of shit in me as a kid growing up, but jail removed it completely. Why? Because some of the lads I fought back to back with in the system were black lads. And when I say back to back, I mean back to fucking back. And that's what prison does. It removes all purposeful, implemented divisional tactics. When you go into prison, they're removed. Why? Because the condition's not the same in there like it is in society. You're not seeing every telly channel fucking impacting on it, or you know, making you cast a doubt. Even little things that you see today and you don't understand they're doing them to divide, but they are. You know, when you've got an advert on your telly and you're seeing your telly awash with this type of advert now, and it's back down to division. And it's not about hating on anyone here, so don't think at all this is what it is. I'm just making a valid point. You will not see on your advertisements a white man with an Indian woman and half-caste kids. But what you're seeing right across your telly now is a white woman with a black man, Indian man, Asian man and mixed race kids. Now, without you understanding this, in the children's mind, in your young white girl's mind, looking at that image, I'm not saying it's not okay, depending on how you look on it, what angle you're coming in on. You know, if you want your girl to grow up with a Caucasian husband and you want a Caucasian, doesn't mean you're racist. Just because you want to keep your thing Caucasian doesn't mean you're racist. It's what you're proud about, being that proud white man. Do you understand? There's nothing wrong with it. You've got proud black man, you've got proud white man. You see us all over the fucking place, don't you? Got proud Asian men. Do you understand? It's alright to be comfortable in your own fucking skin. But the point I'm making, the globalists don't want us like this. They don't want that powerful white family. And a white family can be Ukrainian, it can be Russian, it can be Israeli, it can be Muslim, it can be fucking Irish, Scottish, American. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And that's what they want to break down. They want that mixed race European image in 50 years in Europe. So why are they sending all men then? If these are fleeing war, why are they sending all men? Where's the women and children? They're getting sent to create women and children. You need to wake the fuck up to that fact. They've created major girls within our communities that are open to relationships with anything. Do you understand? You won't get one of us going near it, but that will. And this isn't me being derogative, I'm just telling you the straight up facts, mate. They're going to start impregnating your women. Whether you like that or not. There's loads of women out there that don't get fucking looked at. Unless it's them. So just understand it's not race. I'm just understanding, I'm letting you understand the global agenda is to make all us European. The predictions are there. It's in your face. Them men are going to impregnate the white community. And if you look at, if you're old enough, you can look back over the decades and see how much dilution has came into the white race from other races. All that's purposely. And again, I'm not hating. It's just it's an observation, a valid observation. And if you think about what I'm saying and look at it, you'll understand it. All right, then. So look. You've got a population of beautiful Asian girls there. I only see Asian men tapping into them. No? Okay then. You've got a beautiful fucking community of black women there, Afro-American women there, beautiful. I'm seeing the odd white man, not seeing an Asian man, an all black man. It's happening. No? Yeah. I'm looking at pure, beautiful white women. Beautiful. You know what we're like. Beautiful. Angelic. Blue eyes. Crystal fucking clear. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I'm seeing Asian men, black men, whatever type man, tapping into our women. You have been for decades. Without you understanding that, that's diluting the bloodline. The bloodline comes from Ireland. That's why you've got over 300 plantations of men. To completely... Every immigrant that comes from Ireland in 50 years' time will be half-caste. Normally, there'd be white Irish people or black Irish people. This is what they're doing for that European agenda. Do you understand? They want that mixed race European look. We're already getting called Europeans. Germany, Dutch, Spain, England, all of them, we're labelled European already. This is how blind you are to what they're doing. In the future, European is no white. And when you're seeing all this television and you're seeing all this thing getting placed into your kids' heads, big superstars, Hollywood, white actors with big black men, this isn't hating. Again, I'm just telling you how it's going. This is how it's becoming right before your eyes. It's an observation. You either embrace it or go against it. Is it bad that your daughter might sleep with a man of colour? No, it's not bad that your daughter might sleep with a man of colour. Is it? It's bad that your daughter might sleep with a that'll absolutely damage you behind closed doors though, isn't it? Colour doesn't come into it, does it? That's why they've moved from it and tapped into religion. If our future are the children and we've got enemies, who are the enemies going to attack? The children. When you're seeing our children being attacked up and down the country by these men, and I mean attacked, not just fatally, horrendously, under your noses, why are they doing that? To affect our future. Now for 20 years, if you had 20 Christian men of white colour targeting young Muslim girls of 13 years old and doing horrendous things to them, imagine what had happened. Imagine the outcry of all them dads, all them brothers, all them siblings. Imagine what they'd be doing. Where's that for us? Brings us back to Stephen. How quiet it's been since he's gone. He's going through an intervention. If he embraces it and comes out the other side unscathed, his life is completely changed for him. He's in the mind and on the lips of the most powerfulest man in the Western world, just like McGregor. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's going to tap into the political structure in this country and he's going to unfold it with billions of pounds backing him. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Everyone's a bit confused, insecure. You're creating complexities yourself. Why? Because the majority of you are getting access to the outside world through social media. And depending on your algorithm, depending on what you think the world's like, do you understand? You start aligning yourself to certain groups who think like your algorithm. You start going to certain individuals involved in the algorithm and they all think the same, which can be a bit wrong. Oh, we've got a few trolls in here. Oh, sorry about that, people. Let's link in with you. Should we go knocking on some doors? 5 doors, go on. I've done quite well to handle not getting kicked off there. And again, look, I'm one of them neutral guys. If you're not a tit, you're not a tit. I can respect you. Fuck your colour, fuck your religion. If you're a knob, you're a knob. I'm putting myself into a position where I'm neutral. And I like to think when I have an opinion on anything to discuss, it's not personally aimed at anyone. It's me sitting here like any other well-known anchor speaking about political topics and community topics. Do you understand? Obviously, I'm going to fight and scream about my culture, my community. And that's not a hateful thing. I'm going to scream about how proud I am to be a white man. I'm going to scream about how proud I am to follow Christ. Doesn't mean I'm going to hate on my man for being proud that he's black or Asian. Doesn't mean I'm going to hate on my man because he's proud, because... Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So when you come into me live and you hear me speaking about things, don't take it personal. I've got some points that some people don't like, you know, to do with certain things. But as I say, me words are leading the way. Not me muscles, not me fists, not money. The spirit, the wisdom, the knowledge, the words is what's leading me. Not here to offend no one. And the more people I can interact with, the more opportunity of unity. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I can speak to my man in the Islamic world and sit there without judgments and sit there and chill and have a scram with him, and then I can sit here on this side as well with my man from that world and sit there without judgments and speak to him on a level, I can be that kid in the middle that goes, yo, isn't it time we seen the common cause here? Isn't it? That was just a battery. Isn't it time we see the common cause here? You're all screaming about enemies. Who is your enemy? Is it my man? Is it my man? Or is it number 10 Darren Street? Who's affecting your life the most? Is the council making sure the grass, the pavements, the lights and everything's working on your estate? Are the police on your estate making sure there's no crime, no drug dealing, no girls getting harmed, no murders, no house break-ins? They're not, are they? So who's the enemy? If I've got responsibility of doing that in your house and I don't do that, what would you do? It'd start with a shout. Get it done. Refuse. You'd be kicked out with nothing. If you stand on the step refusing to go, you'd be put in hospital if not killed. So why are us as communities all being raised in the same communities, all having the same problems with the police, all having the same problems with the councils, all having the same problems with the education system, all having the same problems with girls getting hurt? Doesn't matter what community you're in. There's loads of young girls getting hurt within them communities and they're not all white English girls. Do you understand? So why can't we just think, hang on, are we better united or are we better divided? And if we're not united, what's going to happen? Are we going to kill each other for them? Yeah, they've only got to throw the spoon in. That shit's there. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It's all about unity, community, opportunity, unity. But it's just hard. I've been trying to do it for years. You know, to try and align that community with this community. I started a thing up years ago when I first came to Birmingham and it was called Univision. Univision, one vision. Doesn't matter what your beliefs are, doesn't matter what your colour is, if your vision's correct, Univision. And no one really... I started it with a Muslim kid actually called Cam. Lime tree thing. He's a good kid, but I think he took it hiding because he was around me and then disappeared. Unfortunately. But I tried to get it going with him. Univision, and trying to bring like men of Christ to understand that all kids in Islam haven't got the idea of wanting to be a Janana. Do you understand? There's loads of British Muslims now that love our land and the way the way we live, the culture, the pubs, the football, the christenings, the weddings, the parties. They love it more than some English and British born people. Well, they're born anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying now? The point I'm making is, within every community, see, alright, so let's look at Steve Graham. You see Steve Graham? You see Steve Graham, right? You know the actor? Brings us on to this film, doesn't it? What's it called? The Adolescence. I haven't watched it. I'm just seeing clips. I can't afford that shite, so I can't watch that shite, basically. Do you understand? So I'm just seeing clips. And he was in a film years and years and years ago where he was portraying himself as a racist. And the backlash he got years ago for that. And he's not racist. He just took the job on as an actor, and it was one of the probably the best film he's fucking made, to be honest with you. Probably be banned in 10 years. You probably won't be able to get it anywhere because it's that raw. And I don't mean it's the best film that's ever made because of the principle of the movie, the story of the movie, like the dynamics of it, like racist thing. I just mean it was powerful. It was a powerful fucking film he was in back then. And he got loads of shit. And now as he's gone through his career, back then he was an actor, kicking in. Now he's a producer, isn't he? Did he not produce this Adolescence? So now he's produced this, and there's a big mad thing now that he's switched the storyline between a white kid and a black kid, and they put the white kid in the storyline of the black kid's actions. And now he's getting a lot of madness off that, off the people that used to love him. So when he done that film, the first one where he was the white kid causing murder, acting obviously, the whole right wing, I'm looking on X now, you can see it starting to seep through. They're gonna fucking go after him because he's replaced a black storyline, a black lad's story where he's done an atrocious act. He's replaced the individual with a white kid. So now all the right wing are hating on him because he's put the white kid in the storyline. It's not swelled yet, it's not, but I'm seeing leaks, you know, on X, and I can tell you they're going to start calling him all mad shit and trying to cancel him and that. But that Adolescence, it's having a massive effect, innit? Everyone's like locked into it, aren't they? Everyone's focused on it, aren't they? Speaking about it. What I've seen is, I think they're putting the kids' angle across, they're putting the dynamics there and how things can be initiated and how they start getting out of hand and all this. But I think the real objective here is because he's identified the turmoil that the parents go through and the decisions that the parents have got to make and the consequences of their decision making. As I said earlier on, every mum believes their kid's innocent, and most people within our communities don't like police. And when police are coming to take their kids away for severe offences like murders and shit, they're doing what they can to protect the kid, not to go against laws and break laws. The sole purpose to protect the kid. And a prime example of that, and I know it's a bad case, but you go back to the Rhys Jones murder in Croxteth, where you had that young boy on his way home from football. That should have changed the city. Unfortunately, it never. You had a kid, the murderer was Sean Mercer. His mum went out her way to protect him. And it wouldn't have been to avoid the law. The whole purpose of his mum doing that was the nurturing of the mother, defending her kid to the death. That's the power of the mum. And she got ridiculed by everyone in society, but I understood the point instantly. Now I don't bring her away from the fact there was a young kid and she should have thought bam bam bam, but at that moment in time she's thinking about her young kid. Do you understand? She understands the fucking what's going on, but in that moment in time she's protecting her child. And that's what that film was trying to amplify. There was loads of... Don't forget, I haven't watched it, But I've watched 5 minutes in different clips and I'm fast on picking things up, do you understand? And I can see it's got 4 different dynamics to the situation. It's got the victim angle. It's got the parents of the victim's angle. And then it's got the culprit's angle as a child, the way the child was thinking, what dragged him in, what he was getting up to, what he was doing in his room, highlighting all these little spaces of security that your kids get into and you think they're secure in them spaces. And they would have been years ago, get to bed, light off. These days, get to bed, lights off, under the sheet, phone out, getting caught up in a madness at school. What would have been able to get slept on overnight is now not getting slept on overnight. So if your kid has a problem in school on Monday and he used to go home, he'd be left in school, he'd have a sleep, go in, bit more relaxed, try and deal with the situation in a man way, you know, speak about it, bam, you know, the manly way of doing things, instead of going straight to the crunch. But what's happening now, they're getting home, whatever's happening in school is happening in the bedroom. And if it's bullying, intimidation, violence, confrontation, they're going to bed anticipating shit. They're going to bed building and anxious, not sleeping right, waking up in the morning all erratic, not thinking straight because of the overthinking. What's going to happen in school? What's going to happen in school? Do you understand? It all plays a massive effect on your kids' choices and decision making the next day. So now they're going into school and it's already at the point of on-site conflict. And we promote it like soft cunts. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And this is, again, my words are leading the way, aren't they? You've heard me umpteen times on here say on-site thing. Where what I should be saying is, when I see him, I'm going to have a chat with him and see what he wants to do about it. Do you get what I'm saying? And within society these days, when it comes to guiding the kids, you should always guide them to the biggest weapon and the biggest tool they'll always have. Even if they get disabled or something mad goes on, they will always have their voice and their mind. And if you've got kids getting raised without understanding negotiation tactics, without understanding conflict resolution, without understanding the consequences to their actions when they're emotional or they've had drugs or drink, and replacing what they should be thinking about with fight, it's not good for the kids. Like, you get knives down, fists up, you get like, and I'm not hating on these initiatives, I'm just trying to give you an idea of what I mean by like the dynamics of the thinking on the child. Your kids are growing up thinking, I'm hating him, watch him wanna break his chin. Instead of thinking, like we used to, what's up lad? What's up lad, you alright? You know, we're not going with the intention to get him to open his mouth so we can steal it. We're going over there to get him to open his mouth and go, what's up lad? Can we deal this without fucking someone getting murdered? Because this is where it goes to. And if we're not... Do you understand how many people never got murdered because people sat around the table and talked in Liverpool? It still happens today. If you've got the future criminal not being taught how to talk and negotiate, what do you think the future's like? You've got naughty, dangerous criminals in your cities now halting murders on a regular basis because they're speaking, because they're talking. If you've got the next generations coming too, being learned, don't talk, act. Don't talk, target. Don't talk, attack. Do you understand what I mean? When they grow up into them criminal realms, which some of them will, instead of just, that kid's just kicked me mate's door in, instead of going down, going, listen kid, do you understand what you've done there? Do you understand it's wrong? We're going to bill you. You better pay the fucking dough, blah, 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 blah. They'll just go out and wig them. Because they don't know how to talk. And when they get put into a situation where someone starts speaking more academically better than them, more intelligently than them, more fluid than them, they just get insecure, get emotional, start going, don't want to hear it. This is what you're dealing with your kids now. You know, when you're trying to resolute with your kids, when you're trying to resolve an issue with your man, your young son, and you're trying to speak to him and he just starts getting... He's not getting learnt how to talk. He's not getting learnt how to negotiate. Yeah, he's getting learnt how to project. He's getting learnt how to... But he's not being learnt in the school system how to fucking... No. I think I'm making valid points. I do. I think I'm making fucking strong, valid points, mate. Some of you probably think I'm chatting major shit. Anyway, choose a life, not a knife. It's good that I survived. I reckon I should go, have a little break, have a banana, got a little bit of chicken there to do. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for a bit. There's been a lot of ups and downs at the beginning. It was all sort your head out, Samuel Walker. And you know what? He's not going to listen. He's going to use that opportunity for click. Look, he's a shit house. Look, I think everyone... I'm not here to prove whether I'm a shit house or not. I've got credentials. The real people know what I'm about. They know everything I'm doing by choice. I choose not to be a fucking helmet with a firearm. I choose not to be taken out of my kid's life and placed in prison. I can't choose if they want to kill me. That's not, if they want to kill me, that's entirely up to them. I choose what I want to be doing, where I want to be going, and how I want to be protecting my kids. And being in prison is the last thing you want to be doing if you love your children. If you're committing crime, lad, and you've got a decent bird and she's pregnant, or she's got a kid who's 1 or 2 or 3, and you're having little scares, you're having little incidents where it could go wrong here, and you were flapping, you could have been took out your kids' lives, take the fucking warnings and change lane. You're priceless in your kid's life. Doesn't matter how much money's there, doesn't matter what gifts, cars. Every day you're not there in your kid's life, you're creating trauma. And the effects that come later on, and this is a massive thing, I believe, again, this is my opinion. This is just my opinion. If your dad's absent, your girl, your daughter is looking for the dad all her fucking life, and she starts being attracted to the horrible older man. Fact. Bear that in mind, people. I'm telling you now. When your young girl hasn't got her dad in her life, she's going through life searching a replica. If she can't find him, she wants the imitation. And you're seeing an awful lot of 20-year-old girls getting with 38, 40-year-old men for that reason and that reason only. The dad connection. Trust me, people. You're all seeing it now, aren't you? And a lot of the people that look like dad get labelled fucking wrong'uns instantly. And to me, you are. If you're a 40-year-old man and you've got a 19-year-old girl calling you daddy in bedroom, you're a fucking wrong'un, mate. Anyway, I'm starting to go a bit of... I better go so I don't lose me.